lineman for the Patriots this year. Shaq Mason was terrific. David Andrews, undrafted, became a great center for them. Dante Scarnecchia.
Yep.
Beware of acquiring Patriot offensive linemen. They tend to erode the minute they leave Foxborough because they have the best offensive line coach, perhaps in NFL history.
And the best quarterback in NFL history who gets rid of the ball real fast.
Yep. So Jay Glazer joining us. Couple of things here. So I said this last week. When you break a story or when you have a strong opinion, I always believe it. I can't say that for everybody in this business, NBA or NFL or baseball reporters. But you have said, the Giants have said, you know, Odell Beckham's not on the trade block, and you will not back down. You have said exactly what?
Oh, I was asked to make a bold prediction for the offseason. I said my bold prediction would be that the Giants will trade Odell Beckham this offseason. Then
and you won't back down from it?
It's my prediction. And then Dave Gettleman, obviously, he's come out and he said, I didn't sign him to trade him. That's correct. He didn't sign him to trade him. But things change. Right? Now, where they are with Odell Beckham, they're not going to go, and that's where I said, like, the Antonio Brown thing could screw things up there, because they're not going to get rid of him for 3 and a 5. Absolutely not. And the talks they have had with other teams, and yes, teams have absolutely called and talked to the Giants.
And they'll take the calls.
And they've taken the calls, and they've had conversations. It's not been, no, he's not on the block, click. It's not been that at all. Okay, so just for everybody out there saying that, oh, they're not going to do it, they're certainly listening. But their asking price right now is ridiculous for him. And I think they'll look at the AB and go, well, that's a ridiculous price as well. You got to see if, you know, if things kind of calm down on both ends. What their asking price is and what, you know, the AB price was so low. I think they've got to find something else there. But you know, sometimes it's just good for, it's just a change of scenery is good for both sides.
It's very possible. When I talked to Odell Beckham about a month ago, very engaging, good listener.
You said you were in Utah. Were you guys like skiing together?
No, I was skiing, and I got a call.
Fire, having some hot cocoa?
I got a text that Odell Beckham wants to talk to you about something you'd said. We had a great conversation. And, you know, he told me his frustrations. And after I hung the phone up, or what do you call that when you can see him? It's the
FaceTime.
Sorry. So it was.
You're not educating him here on technology.
I try.
So this is your job.
I try.
So it was FaceTime, and after we hung up,
FaceTime.
My takeaway was he could really do with a new team.
Yeah.
It wasn't anti-Giants or anti-Odell. It was emotionally, he could really use a new start.
I think all sides. That's what it is. There's no animosity. There's no hate.
Right.
Sometimes it's just time for a change of scenery. Remember now, last year, they were talking about moving on last year from him, right? When he wanted a new deal. And there was a lot that John Mara was saying. Pat Shurmur was the one who went in there and said, no, I want him. Let's salvage this. Let's save him. I want him here. And there were a lot of teams. The Rams were interested. The Patriots were interested. There were teams they were talking to and they were looking at. But Pat Shurmur was like, just let me have him. I know I could do this. And it's just,
by the way,
it didn't arise.
What happened at the end of last year, Jay? He didn't play.
Didn't play. And what happened?
Giants played well.
Giants played very well. I just think it's an energy thing that, look, he's a incredible talent.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Athletically, look, we've had a lot of players come in and out of Unbreakable over the years. Our Jim, there's nothing like this cat ever. I've never seen anything like it's unreal what he does. As a dude, phenomenal. Great person. Incredible. There's nothing wrong with him. Like, he's great. Just sometimes the energy changes, and it's just time for a change. I think that's where all sides are.
By the way, good people get divorced. It's okay. It happens. Okay, Kyler Murray, Arizona. I never thought initially this would happen. Steve Keim had picked a quarterback last year. Generally, general managers don't want to acknowledge, I don't like that pick. I'm going to move him. The more I read, the more I feel. I get the Cliff Kingsbury thing, Jay. If Kingsbury doesn't work, everybody in that building's getting fired. Do you think it's going to happen?
Well, here's the thing. I know people want answers right now, but the honest truth is, A, he has his pro day this week. Let's see what happens there. But B, everything really comes down to when you sit and you have these personal meetings with these kids, right? They're going to go down now, and the GM and the head coach and the owner, they'll go and they'll spend an entire day and sometimes night with these players, right? Bears did a couple years ago with Mitch Trubisky. Nobody knew. They fell in love with Mitch Trubisky. That's it. Oh, my God, that's our guy. There are other times you sit with a quarterback. There were teams where they loved Deshaun Kaiser, sat down, had the meeting with him like, we're off it, okay? Patrick Mahomes a couple years ago. Remember, this time, a few years ago, nobody had Patrick Mahomes in the top 15. He wasn't there.
That's right.
But he went in. One team told me that they sat with Patrick Mahomes, and it was a team with a very established quarterback who you'd never think they'd move on from. And they were ready to take Mahomes, and that's one of the reasons the Chiefs moved up. But he said he came into our meeting, and what happens is you'll give these players plays, right? Hey, go memorize some of our plays, and then you're going to come back, and we'll see what your retention is. They said Patrick Mahomes came back and literally said to him, you want me to regurgitate it right-handed or left-handed? What? You said, what? Are you serious? Dead serious. Like, he is, oh, my God. So now if Kyler Murray goes in there, it absolutely wows him. Then yes, you take that. Look, John Schneider, the Seattle Seahawks, he's the blueprint. Years ago, he goes out and trades for Matt Flynn from the Green Bay Packers, right? But then there's Russell Wilson sitting there. He's like, I don't care. This is the guy. I'm going to get Russell Wilson. I'm drafting him. We're moving on. If you find that guy you think is going to be it, you go get him. Even if you drafted another quarterback the year before, but it's really going to go down. I can't stress this enough. Everybody who says they know what they're going to do, it's going to go down that meeting because he could go in there and go meet with Arizona, and they can come away and go, it's just, we don't feel it. It's getting that feeling, that energy.
It does feel like Patriots 12 picks, they could, if Rosen is higher graded than anybody in this class, Tom's 41. I'm not saying
I don't know where they have him or what they.
Okay.
You know, and that's the thing.
Do you think there's a landing spot for Josh?
I don't know because you have to look at it. Look, the things with Josh. One, where did they have him graded last year? But two, he did play this year, and they were awful this year.
Right.
So I don't know where they could look at it and go, on a bad team, he did certain things well, or they could look and go, man, bullets were flying. He wasn't what we were hoping. I don't know the answer to that because every team is going to have a different view of Josh Rosen.
Jay Glazer joining us. Finally, listen, you can blame Antonio Brown and you can blame Le'Veon Bell, but Big Ben's a circus. Le'Veon was a mess. AB didn't end well. Todd Haley, a coach, was disruptive. That, to me, is on the culture. I'm not going to start blaming players. Big Ben's got his issues. AB's got his. Le'Veon's got his. Todd Haley has his. You know, Terry Bradshaw talked heat a year ago for saying Tomlin sometimes is more cheerleader than coach. I would argue Pittsburgh's got a cultural issue here.
Again, I think certain things, they just kind of, you know, the cycle, you know, runs its course. This one kind of looks like it's run its course a little bit. Mike Tomlin's a phenomenal coach. Phenomenal. To have those personalities. And you said it. Like, Ben's getting a free pass here. Ben has like 19 personalities.
Yeah, passive-aggressive in the press.
Oh, my God. Every day and every week is like, oh, Ben's head's going to fall off. Ben's playing without 3 arms. I mean, you know, there's a lot of personalities. They go and they draft these people with huge personalities. And they have, for an awful long time, got them to work and fit well. And I think right now it just looks like the dam is starting to just to burst open. And, you know, that's what happens. You know, they're going to get guys. We want these kind of renegade players. We want these guys with that personality. And, yeah, Mike Tomlin can rein those guys in. But all of a sudden there's so much drama there. It's going to be interesting, though, because Seattle
got 10
went
seconds
through the
left.
same thing. Same thing last year. We thought it was done and over, and all of a sudden look what they did.
Yeah, Pete got a couple